I was just wondering, how does one prospect during the pandemic? Well, I am in a place called Kalpa, on my way to a place called Nako, and finally the destination is Spiti. I don't know whether I'll be able to record it Spiti, but some attempt. So first of all, there will be nobody who will come and announce that the pandemic is over. It's never going to happen. People who are traveling are traveling. People who are meeting in person are meeting in person. And there are people saying, oh, in our house we are not traveling. We have not traveled for 2 years, right? So you have to find out what stage you want to be in. But there will be nobody who is going to announce that the pandemic is over, and the amount of trust that we have on our public institutions and politicians, if somebody came and announced, we would say, oh my god, this guy wants an election or something like that. We will not even believe this. So first of all, don't expect somebody to come and announce. If you are looking for market indicators, the market is a very poor indicator. Look at the number of NFOs which are coming. Now, one NFO came and collected 9,000 crores, another one came and collected 13,000 crores. I'm sure the next one is going to collect 15,000 crores, whatever is the NFO. I can't keep a straight face and say it's a great face. That is not the reason why, that is not for you to guess whether or an indicator that the pandemic is over. People who are traveling, people who are meeting in public are meeting in public, so that's not so much of a... Whenever I travel, wherever I travel, I find that hotels are not absolutely empty, nor are they turning away clients saying that they're full. I went to Kodaikanal, I went to GB, I went to Sangla, all these places, hotels are doing reasonable business. It's not that we were the only guests. So in this hotel with a capacity of about 50 people, it's got about 30 plus rooms, I'm seeing about 25 people. So that's not too bad. I mean, ideally, yes, maybe it should have 49, but well, 27, 28 is not too bad. They're not really dying. They're breaking even. They're making some money. If you are an RIA or an MFD, make sure that you don't fall by the wayside. Technology has taken its toll. So if you are a guy who understands technology and has mastered technology, great time to go ahead and do your business. When you're talking to clients, get their priorities right. Priorities may have changed. Even if the client's priorities have not changed, definitely talk about insurance, medical insurance, life insurance, any other kind of insurance which they want to talk about. Make sure you're updated. The industry is booming. Don't think that, again, don't make an assumption that the client doesn't have money. Some businesses have done very well. The Zomatos and Swiggies have definitely done very well. So many restaurants have suffered. Many taxi businesses have suffered. But somebody else could be doing well. Don't think what will do well and what will not do well. Just ask the client whether they have money. One more thing which is a small change in the pandemic is, please involve the spouse and the family. Get the family also involved in the whole process, because something happens, the family knows what is your role, what you are doing, and therefore this leads us to the other one. Do the documentation right. Please get all the documents right. Get the PAN card, Aadhaar card, passport, bank account, all the names in tandem, right? Preeti could be Priti and Preeti. For women who have not changed their name after marriage, make sure that you don't change it, or if you change it, make sure you change it in every place, right? So don't have maiden name in some place and the married name in some place. Anyway, everything is tracked to your PAN, so there is no tax advantage in doing that. Once upon a time, maybe it was happening, right? Many clients may have now opened an e-brokerage account, so fix that into your priorities. Make sure that the client is they may be starting to trade in equities, something which you may not like. They may be investing in direct equities. I've seen people now saying we will do direct indexing. Now this is another amazing animal. I've done a video about that, about direct indexing, saying I can buy the shares which are there in the index. Why do I need even an index fund, right? Don't listen to your client more carefully, because some clients may be ahead of the curve. Some clients may be behind, but some of the clients could be ahead of the curve. So in case they are ahead of the curve, you could get good inputs from them. Very important that you listen to their fears. A lot of their priorities have changed. We spoke about priorities changing. Some may have lost a parent, somebody may have lost a sibling. Definitely everybody has lost some friend or the other, somebody known to them, some teacher, trainer, right? So listen to their fears. It's very important, because if you don't listen to their fears, they're going to feel that you're too young, too brash, too brave, or whatever, and so their priorities will change again. Many advisors who have fallen by the wayside, many advisors have died. Many advisors have fallen by the wayside thanks to technology. Don't stop prospecting, right? Keep on asking others whether they need your services, right? Don't push your fear saying, oh, equity trading is bad, equity should only be investing. Not true. Some people will trade, some people will invest, some people will provide liquidity, some people will take liquidity, right? So this is it. I mean, I don't think it's very different from prospecting when there is no pandemic, but during pandemic, take care of some of these things. That's all. Thank you.